Nonverbal cues are a powerful form of communication that can reveal much more than what is spoken. Even when someone tries to hide their true feelings, their body language often betrays them. When we look at a person's posture, facial expressions, gestures, and tone of voice, we can begin to uncover what they may be trying to conceal. These subtle signals, although not always conscious, are deeply tied to our emotions and can be more honest than the words we choose to speak. For example, a person may claim to be happy for you, but their eyes may avoid yours, or they may have a tight smile that doesn't reach their eyes. The way a person physically positions themselves in a conversation can also reveal their true feelings. Crossed arms, a turned away body, or fidgeting might suggest discomfort or unease, signaling that there's more going on beneath the surface. These nonverbal cues can tell you whether a person is fully engaged with you or whether they are withholding their true feelings. In the context of relationships, whether personal or professional, paying attention to these nonverbal signals is crucial. It's easy to get caught up in words and gestures that seem positive, but often what's left unsaid or subtly expressed can be more telling. It's important not to disregard your intuition when you feel that something doesn't quite align between what someone says and how they behave. Our subconscious mind is always absorbing and processing information, including nonverbal cues, and it often knows when something is amiss. Furthermore, these cues are not only about detecting hidden feelings, but also about protecting yourself. By understanding the silent messages others are sending, you gain the ability to safeguard your own emotional well-being. If someone is pretending to like you or pretending to support you, their nonverbal signals will likely contradict their words, giving you a clearer understanding of their true intentions. Recognizing these cues empowers you to decide how to proceed in your relationship with that person, whether it's creating boundaries, addressing the issue directly, or simply choosing to walk away from a toxic situation. God has endowed each of us with discernment, and it's essential to trust this divine gift. By paying attention to the nonverbal cues others exhibit, we tap into a deeper level of understanding, allowing us to navigate relationships with wisdom and grace. Nonverbal communication not only exposes the truth of others' feelings, but also guides us toward making choices that are aligned with our higher purpose. Inconsistent behavior is one of the clearest signs that someone may be hiding their true feelings toward you. When a person acts in a way that is erratic or contradictory, it creates confusion and often signals a lack of authenticity or transparency. One moment they may appear warm and engaging, and the next they may be distant or even cold. This shift in behavior is not always easy to understand, especially if it is subtle or intermittent. However, paying attention to these fluctuations can offer insight into the underlying dynamics of your relationship. Inconsistent behavior often stems from inner conflict. A person who harbors negative feelings such as jealousy, resentment, or insecurity may struggle to maintain a consistent outward expression of their emotions. One moment they might show interest in your success, offering congratulations or support, but then later dismiss your achievements or act disinterested. This inconsistency may be a defense mechanism, an attempt to mask their true feelings of discomfort or rivalry. It becomes difficult to trust someone whose actions are unpredictable because you never know where you stand with them. One of the greatest challenges in relationships is not knowing whether you can rely on a person, and inconsistency only compounds this issue. For example, someone might act as though they are happy to be in your presence, only to ignore you when you're in need or fail to follow through on promises they made to you. Their behavior swings back and forth, leaving you uncertain and questioning their intentions. The contrast between their actions and words reveals a misalignment between their inner world and outer expression. It's important to pay attention to these shifts in behavior because they often expose a hidden truth that may otherwise go unnoticed. Their lack of consistency reflects a lack of genuine connection with you, revealing a deeper emotional distance or discomfort. This inconsistent behavior can also manifest in the way a person interacts with you in different contexts. When others are around, they may treat you with kindness and respect, but in private, they may belittle you or treat you as if you are invisible. This disparity is a strong indicator that their feelings toward you are not genuine, and their outward appearance of friendship or admiration may be a facade. The person is likely hiding their true emotions, trying to maintain a sense of control or avoid confrontation. while their inner conflict simmers beneath the surface. Moreover, inconsistent behavior can cause emotional strain, leading to confusion and self-doubt. You may begin to question yourself, wondering if you've done something wrong or if you're misinterpreting their actions. But it's essential to recognize that this inconsistency is not a reflection of you, but rather of the person's inability to align their actions with their true feelings. In moments like these, we are reminded that God calls us to value ourselves for who we are, rather than allowing others' fluctuating behavior to dictate our worth. In the light of faith, we understand that relationships are not meant to be sources of confusion or instability. God desires for us to be in relationships that nurture our growth and align with His purpose for our lives. When faced with inconsistent behavior, it's crucial to discern the true nature of the relationship. If the person cannot offer the clarity and consistency that reflects love and respect, it's important to consider how this relationship fits into the greater plan God has for you. A lack of genuine support is one of the most telling signs that someone may be hiding negative feelings toward you, even if they outwardly pretend to be your friend or ally. Support is not just about being present in moments of success. It is about consistently being there for someone in times of need, showing genuine interest in their well-being and encouraging their growth. When a person truly cares for you, they are not only happy to celebrate your victories, but they are also ready to offer their help, advice, and encouragement during moments of struggle. However, when someone lacks genuine support, their actions often reveal a lack of sincerity in the relationship. One way a lack of genuine support manifests is through passive or absent engagement. You may notice that when you share your accomplishments, dreams, or struggles, the person's response is either lukewarm or indifferent. They may appear uninterested in your progress, offering no meaningful feedback or encouragement. Instead of genuinely supporting your goals, they may offer dismissive remarks or remain silent, which leaves you feeling unsupported and alone in your journey. This subtle form of neglect can be just as hurtful as more overt acts of rejection, as it highlights their lack of commitment to your well-being and success. Another way this manifests is when someone is only supportive when it benefits them. For instance, they may show enthusiasm for your achievements when they see an opportunity to gain something from it. But when there is no personal benefit to them, their enthusiasm quickly fades. This conditional support is not rooted in true care or friendship, but in self-interest. Genuine support is selfless. It is not motivated by personal gain, but by a desire to see the other person thrive, regardless of what it means for you. When support is lacking, it's often because the person is more focused on their own needs or desires than on helping you achieve your potential. The lack of genuine support can also be seen in how someone reacts to your setbacks or challenges. A true friend or supporter will stand by your side during difficult times, offering both comfort and practical help. However, someone who harbors negative feelings may remain distant or even take pleasure in your struggles. They may minimize your problems or fail to offer any meaningful support, showing that they are more concerned with your failure than your success. In these moments, their inability to offer a listening ear or a helping hand reveals that their affection is superficial at best. Moreover, the absence of genuine support can undermine your confidence, especially when you need encouragement the most. When a person consistently fails to support you, it can cause you to doubt your own worth and abilities. You may start questioning whether you are deserving of support or if you are the one to blame for the lack of connection. But it's important to remember that this lack of support is not a reflection of your value or potential. It is a reflection of the other person's inability to align with the principles of love and care that God intends for relationships. You are worthy of true support, encouragement, and unconditional love. In the light of faith, we understand that support is not just a worldly need, but a divine provision. God has created us for community, and He desires that we surround ourselves with individuals who will encourage us, lift us up, and support us in fulfilling our divine purpose. When we experience a lack of genuine support, it is a reminder that we must seek God's guidance in building relationships that align with His plan for our lives. This is a call to evaluate the relationships that are supposed to support us and to remove those that only serve to diminish our purpose. True support comes from those who share in God's love for us and are willing to walk with us in both our successes and struggles, offering encouragement and strength along the way. Failure to acknowledge or celebrate your achievements is a significant sign that someone may be hiding negative feelings toward you, even if they try to mask it with a facade of friendliness. In any healthy relationship, whether personal or professional, the acknowledgement of each other's victories is crucial. When you succeed, whether it is small victories or monumental accomplishments, you expect and deserve recognition, not just from others, but also from those closest to you. This acknowledgement affirms that your efforts are valued, and it validates your journey toward fulfilling your purpose. However, when someone fails to acknowledge your achievements, especially in moments where they are fully aware of your success, it can indicate a deeper issue. This is not merely about receiving applause or recognition for its own sake, but rather it reflects the emotional and relational dynamics that may be present in the relationship. True respect and admiration are demonstrated through a genuine celebration of the milestones we reach, and when those closest to us fail to celebrate, it can be hurtful and disheartening. One of the most striking signs of someone's inability to acknowledge your achievements is when they show no enthusiasm or joy over your success. When you share a personal accomplishment, a promotion, or the realization of a long-held goal, a person who truly cares about you will express happiness on your behalf. They will celebrate your victories with you because they understand the effort and determination that went into achieving them. On the other hand, someone who is hiding negative feelings may respond with indifference or even try to downplay your achievement. Instead of offering congratulations, they might quickly shift the conversation or make a dismissive comment, as if your success is not worthy of celebration. This lack of engagement sends a powerful message your success does not matter to them as much as it should. Moreover, this failure to celebrate achievements can manifest in subtle ways, such as not offering any words of encouragement or praise when you accomplish something significant. Even when you have worked hard to reach a goal and the results are clear, a lack of verbal acknowledgement can be very telling. If someone truly values and supports you, they would recognize the effort it took to get to this point and would be eager to share in the joy of that moment with you. When they fail to do so, it suggests that your success holds little value in their eyes. Another way this shows up is through a lack of involvement in your success stories. If someone consistently fails to celebrate your achievements, they may also fail to ask about your progress or take a genuine interest in your goals. They are not actively participating in your journey, and when they do acknowledge your progress, it is often in a detached, superficial manner. This disengagement from your victories can lead to feelings of loneliness or isolation, especially when you are surrounded by people who fail to understand the importance of shared joy in a relationship. This type of behavior may also be a reflection of insecurity or jealousy on the part of the other person. Sometimes people who fail to celebrate your achievements are threatened by your success. They may feel that your victory highlights their own shortcomings or exposes areas where they feel inadequate. Instead of recognizing and celebrating your success, they may choose to diminish it in order to protect their own fragile ego. When we are in a relationship with someone who is threatened by our success, it is often a sign that they do not fully understand their own worth and purpose. Instead of rooting for your success, they may quietly resent it. From a faith-based perspective, the failure of others to celebrate our achievements is a reminder of the importance of God's love and validation. As believers, we understand that true worth does not come from the approval of people, but from the affirmation of God. God sees our efforts, our struggles, and our victories, and He celebrates with us in ways that no human can fully replicate. In times when others fail to acknowledge or celebrate your achievements, remember that God's view of you is far more important than the opinions of others. His approval is what should fuel your purpose and drive. Furthermore, the Bible teaches us that we are all uniquely created with a divine purpose. Our achievements, no matter how big or small, play a role in fulfilling that divine purpose. When others fail to celebrate you, it is a reflection of their inability to recognize the divine potential within you. This should not deter you from continuing on your path, but should remind you that God's affirmation is all you truly need to keep moving forward. Subtle undermining or criticism is one of the clearest indicators that someone may be hiding their true feelings toward you, particularly when they do not respect you. Often, this type of behavior is not overtly aggressive or blatantly hurtful, but rather insidious, woven into casual remarks or offhand comments that seem innocuous on the surface but carry a deeper, more intentional weight. Such comments are often designed to undermine your confidence or diminish your accomplishments without directly confronting you. These subtle digs or backhanded compliments can be particularly difficult to address because they are cloaked in a form of politeness or disguised as concern. This kind of criticism can take various forms. Comments that seem like jokes, yet leave you feeling belittled. Advice that is offered but feels more like an indictment of your decisions or actions. Or dismissive statements about your aspirations and achievements that appear benign but are crafted to erode your sense of self-worth. The person delivering this subtle criticism may present it as though they are simply trying to be helpful, but the intent behind their words is to sow seeds of doubt about your abilities, decisions, or path. At the core of subtle undermining lies insecurity, jealousy, or the desire for control. Someone who does not respect you may feel threatened by your success or the progress you are making, and they seek to bring you down to their level by casting doubt on your abilities or choices. This criticism is often intended to chip away at your confidence, making you question yourself, your decisions, and even your worth. Instead of encouraging you to rise or offering genuine advice, the subtle underminer subtly sabotages your efforts, making it harder for you to fully embrace your potential and your purpose. Such behavior can manifest in seemingly small ways. For example, when you share an accomplishment or a new idea, the person might not openly congratulate you, but instead offer a criticism or focus on what went wrong or what could have been better. They may deflect praise or downplay your achievement by comparing it to someone else's success, making it seem as though your accomplishment isn't as impressive or valuable. Their words may be wrapped in a veneer of concern, but the underlying message is one of belittlement. Another form of subtle undermining might involve the underminer ignoring your contributions or taking credit for your ideas or work. You might find that in meetings or group settings, the person who dislikes you deliberately overlooks your input or redirects the conversation in a way that excludes or diminishes your ideas. They may downplay the value of your suggestions or contributions, leading others to overlook your role in a shared project or success. This behavior is an attempt to erase or minimize your presence, effectively silencing your voice in the group. The goal of subtle undermining is often to create an imbalance in the relationship, causing you to feel inferior or less capable than you truly are. It may also be a means of asserting power or dominance, making you second-guess your decisions, thoughts, or feelings. When you encounter this type of behavior, it is crucial to recognize it for what it is: a tool of manipulation designed to undermine your confidence and your connection to your purpose. From a spiritual perspective, the Bible speaks to the power of words and the weight they carry. Proverbs 18:21 reminds us that the tongue has the power of life and death, a stark warning about how easily words can be used to either build up or tear down. The subtle criticisms or undermining comments you experience may be a reflection of someone's insecurity or their desire to control your narrative, but they should not define your worth or your path. The truth is that no one can define you except God, and He has a plan for your life that no one else can take away or diminish. The opinions of those who undermine you are fleeting and insignificant compared to the eternal purpose that God has placed within you. When faced with subtle criticism, it is essential to stay grounded in your faith and trust in the divine purpose that God has for your life. Recognize that you are fearfully and wonderfully made, as Psalm 139:14 tells us. Your worth is not determined by the opinions of others, but by the love and calling that God has placed on your life. In times of subtle undermining, turn to God for reassurance and strength, knowing that His plan for you is greater than any attack or criticism you might face. Moreover, it's important to protect your peace and maintain your focus. Subtle criticism can easily lead to self-doubt if we allow it to take root in our hearts. But the key to overcoming this is by reminding ourselves of our true identity in Christ and the unwavering truth that He is the one who guides our steps. When we are aligned with God's purpose, No amount of undermining can alter the course He has set for us. In these moments, it is also helpful to reflect on the lessons of Jesus. He was often subjected to subtle criticism and undermining by the religious leaders of His time. Despite their words, He remained focused on His mission and continued to love and serve others, showing us that we too can rise above the negativity of others and remain steadfast in our pursuit of the divine purpose God has for us. Avoidance of personal conversations is another sign that someone may dislike you and is hiding it. This subtle but telling behavior is often overlooked. But when someone is avoiding deeper, more intimate or vulnerable conversations with you, it can be a clear indication that they are distancing themselves or choosing to remain emotionally disengaged. Personal conversations are those moments when individuals connect on a more meaningful level, when they share their thoughts, fears, dreams, and emotions. These exchanges build trust, intimacy, and understanding between people, and they are vital for maintaining healthy relationships. So when someone deliberately avoids such conversations with you, it can signify that they are not open to a deeper connection or that they feel uncomfortable in your presence. This avoidance can manifest in different ways. For example, when you attempt to engage someone in a meaningful conversation about your feelings, aspirations, or even personal challenges, they might respond with short, dismissive answers or simply change the subject. Instead of offering empathy, advice, or even a listening ear, they might brush you off or give the impression that your words do not matter. This could feel like a rejection of your thoughts, leaving you with a sense of isolation, as if your concerns hold no value to them. In some cases, the avoidance may not be as overt, but you might notice that when you try to initiate a deeper discussion, they often find ways to occupy themselves or avoid the topic entirely. They might busy themselves with their phone, walk away, or change the subject whenever a conversation begins to shift towards something more personal. This behavior is not necessarily just a lack of interest in the conversation itself. It can signal a lack of interest in engaging with you on a more personal or emotional level. This is often a tactic used by individuals who are not comfortable showing vulnerability or who are unwilling to connect with you in a deeper way. The underlying reason for such avoidance can be varied. Sometimes people may avoid personal conversations because they feel threatened by your openness or vulnerability. They may not want to expose themselves emotionally or risk becoming vulnerable in front of you. Others may avoid such conversations because they are not comfortable with the dynamics of the relationship, whether because of jealousy, insecurity, or a simple lack of desire to connect with you on a deeper level. For individuals who do not respect you, avoiding personal conversations can be a way of keeping emotional distance, thereby maintaining control and avoiding the risk of truly knowing or understanding you. On a deeper level, the avoidance of personal conversations can be a manifestation of an unwillingness to be accountable or engaged in meaningful connection. It can reveal a reluctance to confront issues within the relationship or to address unresolved tensions. In relationships where mutual respect and genuine care are present, personal conversations are welcome and even sought out, as they provide an opportunity for growth, healing, and understanding. However, when avoidance becomes the pattern, it reflects an unwillingness to grow in the relationship or to engage with you in an authentic, supportive manner. From a spiritual perspective, it is important to recognize that God calls us to engage with others in love and truth, especially in our relationships. Proverbs 27:17 tells us, as iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another. This principle reflects the idea that meaningful, personal conversations are opportunities for growth and strengthening. When someone avoids engaging with you on a personal level, they miss the opportunity to sharpen and be sharpened by you. They may be missing out on the rich, transformative connections that God intends for us to have with one another. In these situations, it is crucial to protect your emotional well-being and not internalize the avoidance. Understand that their behavior is more about them than it is about you. It speaks to their inability or unwillingness to engage deeply, to connect, and to value you as a person. Do not let their avoidance define your self-worth or cause you to doubt your value. Instead, turn to God for clarity and guidance, knowing that He values your heart and your desire to connect with others. Furthermore, it is important to assess whether these relationships align with your own values and purpose. God has called you to surround yourself with people who will uplift you, challenge you to grow, and encourage you in your faith and purpose. If someone consistently avoids personal conversations and avoids engaging with you authentically, it may be time to reassess the dynamics of that relationship. Ask yourself if this relationship is fostering growth, trust, and respect, or if it is hindering your progress and peace. As we navigate relationships, we must remember that we are called to love, but also to discern. Jesus himself experienced avoidance from those who rejected him, and he knew when to walk away from those who were not open to his message or to authentic connection. Similarly, we must discern when a relationship is becoming emotionally harmful or when it is time to step back from those who do not respect or value us. In such times, trust in God's plan for you and seek his guidance in all of your relationships. He has equipped you with everything you need to navigate the complexities of human connection, and he will provide the wisdom and strength to discern when to engage and when to step away. Keep your focus on your divine purpose and know that God will bring people into your life who will support, encourage, and challenge you to become the person he has called you to be. Inconsistent communication is a powerful indicator that someone may be hiding their true feelings, and it often reveals a deeper underlying issue in the relationship. When someone communicates with you sporadically, offering unclear or conflicting messages, it can be a sign of emotional detachment or a lack of genuine respect. Communication is the foundation of any relationship, and when it becomes inconsistent, it often leads to confusion, frustration, and emotional distance. It is through communication that we express our thoughts, feelings, and intentions, and when that communication becomes erratic, it makes it difficult to understand where we stand in the relationship. At first glance, inconsistent communication might appear harmless, perhaps seen as just a busy schedule or a lapse in attention. However, when this becomes a recurring pattern, it begins to show the true emotional investment of the person involved. They may reach out intermittently when it's convenient for them, but fail to engage when you need it most. One moment they may seem interested, offering thoughtful words, but the next they're distant, unresponsive, or aloof. This inconsistency can leave you feeling uncertain about their intentions, and over time it can erode trust, leaving you wondering if the relationship is truly based on mutual respect and understanding. Inconsistent communication is not only about the frequency of contact, but also the quality of what is communicated. A person who only communicates with you when it benefits them, or who provides vague, generic responses, fails to offer the transparency and emotional openness necessary for a healthy relationship. True communication should be genuine and come from a place of care, consideration, and effort. However, when that communication fluctuates, it signals that the other person may not be fully invested in building or maintaining a meaningful connection. The inconsistency in their communication often reflects a lack of true emotional engagement, where they may only reach out when it is convenient or when they need something, but disappear when you need support or a listening ear. This type of behavior can be especially damaging in relationships where trust and transparency are vital. It can leave you feeling neglected, questioning whether the relationship is truly a priority in the other person's life. You may begin to second-guess yourself, wondering if you're not worthy of the time and attention that should come with mutual respect and understanding. The constant back and forth of communication, sometimes present, sometimes absent, creates a cycle of uncertainty, leaving you stuck in an emotional limbo. On a deeper level, inconsistent communication can also indicate emotional avoidance. When someone is not forthcoming with their thoughts or emotions, it often reflects a reluctance to connect on a deeper level or to be vulnerable with you. Vulnerability is essential for true connection, but some people avoid it out of fear, insecurity, or even a lack of emotional maturity. They may not want to expose themselves to the potential of being hurt or rejected, so they keep their communication surface level and unpredictable in order to maintain emotional distance. This defense mechanism can keep them from forming a deeper bond, leading them to engage only when it is emotionally safe for them and to retreat when things become more complicated. From a spiritual perspective, God calls us to be open, honest, and consistent in our relationships. In the Bible, Proverbs 12:22 says, "The Lord detests lying lips, but he delights in people who are trustworthy." This verse speaks to the importance of trust and honesty in relationships. Inconsistent communication violates this principle because it creates an environment of dishonesty where intentions and feelings are not clearly expressed. When someone is not communicating consistently, it can be an indication that they are not operating in alignment with God's truth and integrity. This misalignment can hinder the growth of the relationship and prevent it from becoming the genuine, purposeful connection that God intends for you. Moreover, inconsistent communication can be spiritually draining, leaving you in a state of confusion and doubt. It is important to protect your emotional health by recognizing when this behavior becomes toxic and undermines your sense of self-worth. You may feel isolated or rejected, not because of anything you've done, but because the other person is withholding their true emotions or intentions. This emotional distance can create a sense of loneliness, even when you are surrounded by people. It is essential to acknowledge that your worth is not defined by how others choose to communicate with you. Your value comes from your identity in Christ, and His love for you is unshakable no matter the inconsistency or rejection you may experience from others. In these situations, it is important to remember that God is always present, always communicative, and always faithful. He does not leave us wondering where we stand, and He is always available to us. When relationships are marked by inconsistency, it is vital to turn to God for clarity and guidance. Prayer, reflection, and seeking wisdom from Scripture can help you gain perspective and understand how to navigate these relationships in a way that honors God and protects your emotional well-being. Remember that you are not called to remain in relationships that do not bring you peace or help you grow. Sometimes God allows us to experience this inconsistency so that we can learn to discern what is best for us and align ourselves with people who genuinely honor and support our purpose. In the end, when faced with inconsistent communication, it is important to trust in God's plan for you. He has equipped you with the discernment to recognize when a relationship is not serving your highest good. Trust that He will guide you toward healthier, more consistent connections where you can grow, thrive, and fulfill your divine purpose. Let go of the need to chase after unclear and unstable relationships, and instead focus on those who reflect God's love, truth, and consistency in their actions and communication with you.